to my channel. Today I am gonna explain the situation of a nation engulfed in crisis. So-called Sudan. In April 2023, violence broke out between the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the country's military and a paramilitary organization known as the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, led by General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, commonly known as Hemedti. The warring parties were previously allies in 2019 and worked together to topple the regime of Omar al-Bashir, who ruled for 3 decades. He was replaced by SAF's leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, as de facto head of state. 1 Later on, in a power-sharing agreement between civilian and military leaders, a transitional government was formed in August 2019, led by Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok and General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan as the head of the Transitional Military Council, TMC. However, in October 2021, the Sudanese military, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and supported by Hemedti, staged a coup, dissolved the transitional government and detained civilian leaders, including Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok. This move prompted widespread protests and international condemnation. 2 As a result, a deal was announced for the reinstatement of Hamdok as Prime Minister in November 2021 for a technocratic cabinet operating independently but under military supervision. The pro-democracy movement in Sudan rejected the agreement, insisting that authority be transferred to a completely civilian government. In January 2022, PM Abdallah Hamdok resigned, stating that despite all that was done to bring about the desired and necessary agreement, to fulfill our promise to the citizen of security, peace, justice, and an end to the bloodshed, this did not happen. On the other hand, SAF and RSF have been at odds over plans for a new transition and the integration of the RSF into the regular army, and this triggered a violent revolt from Hemedti in mid-April 2023. Since then, Sudan has been embroiled in a civil war, resulting in a death toll exceeding 14,000 individuals, including children and women. The strife has predominantly centered in and around the capital city of Khartoum, as well as in the provinces of North and West Kordofan and the western region of Darfur region. Despite the international community's efforts to achieve a ceasefire, there have been unsuccessful attempts to facilitate peace talks or establish an interim administration. These efforts have included unsuccessful peace plans put forth by the African Union and other regional blocs, along with negotiations supported by the United States and Saudi Arabia, resulting in at least 16 unsuccessful ceasefire agreements. Humanitarian corridors were established, and while a framework for political dialogue was formulated during a summit chaired by Egypt in July 2023, the conflict persists without resolution. On March 8, 2024, UNSC Resolution 2724 urged the warring factions in Sudan to effect an immediate cessation of hostilities during the month of Ramadan and to pursue a sustainable resolution to the conflict through dialogue. 5 The warring parties were also urged to adhere to international humanitarian law, which includes the responsibility to safeguard civilians and civilian infrastructure, as well as their obligations outlined in the Declaration of Commitment, commonly referred to as the Jeddah Declaration, peace process initiated by the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, signed by both RSF and SAF. Moreover, the Council encouraged the Secretary General's personal envoy on Sudan, Ramtane Lamamra, to utilize his diplomatic influence with the involved parties and neighboring countries to support and coordinate regional peace efforts. The Secretary-General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, Hissien Brahim Taha, also endorsed UNSC Resolution 2724. Before this, he urged all conflicting parties in Sudan to halt hostilities and violence throughout Ramadan. 6. He advocated for dialogue within the Jeddah Platform, Framework for Security, Peace and Stability in Sudan. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGD, the East African Regional Bloc, also tried to broker talks between the country's warring parties. However, due to its outreach to RSF Commander Hemedti, the Sudanese government has severed its relations with IGD and suspended its membership. This resulted in a complete halt to the negotiations. For over a decade, the UN Country Team, UNCT, a coalition of agencies, funds, and programs, referred to collectively as the UNCT, has been stationed in Sudan. From April 2023 to November 2023, the UNCT and its humanitarian partners extended life-saving support to approximately 5 million individuals, including food, water, and medical aid. Additionally, various organizations like the International Committee of the Red Cross, CARE International, and Islamic relief organizations like the Qatar Red Crescent Society, QRCS, have been actively involved in delivering assistance. 7. Unfortunately, the ongoing conflict has compelled both the UN and other aid organizations to temporarily suspend or reduce their operations within the country. Notably, the UN declared the cessation of its political mission in Sudan in February 2024, citing an inability to fulfill its mandate for a peaceful political transition. Along with this, the capture of Wad Madani city in Jazeera State, a crucial aid center, by the RSF in late 2023, further complicated the distribution of aid. The neighboring nations of Sudan, which encompass Libya, Egypt, Chad, the Central African Republic, South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, are contending with significant hurdles in managing the influx of refugees amidst their respective internal conflicts, refugee crises, and food shortages. Initially shutting its border with Sudan, Chad continues to offer assistance to refugees who manage to cross over. Egypt kept its border open despite extended wait times and various hurdles for those seeking passage. The Central African Republic has appealed for enhanced aid, noting that its internal conflicts have strained its ability to accommodate incoming refugees. Moreover, nations in the Horn of Africa and Sahel regions, including Chad, Djibouti, Egypt, Eritrea, Kenya, and South Sudan, have come together for peace talks to address these pressing issues. Thanks for watching. In the next video, I will discuss about its second part.